Welcome to an all new FR Racing's Garage Talk presented by Extreme Sim Racing. I'm DJ Flook.
I am Eric Richardson.
I guess you should say powered by, but who's counting? When we're starting here, I have to say, all hail the new king of Wednesday Night Dash.
Don't jinx me.
What on earth is going on here? Two weeks, 2 wins. How
I don't know. I like the so far I like the tracks that we run on
I mean that
Michigan.
helps.
Michigan runs very similar to Auto Club, and I learned a couple of things in two races I did in the Xfinity cars, and just how the lines change later in the run. And I've started figuring out how to kind of pick up any changes and what other drivers are doing, and then be able to adapt.
In my case, Michigan, I just went wrong tire strategy. I believe you started high and went lower as the run went longer. I started
Yep.
low and went high, but then I'm just like I'm hanging on for dear life coming around the turns. I mean, I managed we as a group had 0 incidents the entire practice, qualification, and race for a 55 lap race in
That was
elite
a
session.
really fun race.
Everyone did very well. I finished towards the back because of my poor tire management. The other thing is I am struggling horribly on restarts, and I do not know why. Uh, it's just I'm starting in second, light screen, I'm punching it, and then I just feel like everybody runs away from me, and I don't understand what's going on. So I mean, I'm gonna have to dig deeper and figure out what I'm doing wrong on my restarts. But Talladega, is you got to stay with your pack. You fall behind, you're screwed basically.
Yeah, luckily we had the competition caution. If not for that, I was running with Tyler and we got just left behind.
I mean, I guess I was fortunate because of my poor start on Wednesday night, and we had the first big accident that I think when I went back, I counted 5 of the 13 cars involved. And I managed to come off the throttle and take it fairly easily through there, but I managed to safely maneuver through the debris field essentially and got out of there unscathed. But then 2 separate occasions, Colton got caught up and came across. He came right in front of me and I clipped him. And in both cases, it was coming out of turn 2. So you had the really wide backstretch and apron. And I went about as far as wide into the backstretch as you could without hitting the wall and recovered and came back on track. But, I was out by myself and, the pack's running 51.5. I'm running 54.2. And it's just a matter of time before they caught me. But I kept it on the lead lap and
And I think there at the end we were
yeah.
actually pulling some 50.9s.
Yeah, you guys were hauling.
We were
But just
moving.
I mean, I was 3+ seconds slower than the pack. I was just watching on my interval timer. I'm just like, they're gonna catch me. And I'm like, maybe not quite. I might squeak this thing out. But
I don't know how I got through. I got a little bump early in that first incident that put me out of the draft. But then everything else seemed to either happen just right in front of me or right behind me. And
I
then
just
going into the race, I was talking with Takedo and he goes, "What's your guess tonight?" I don't know. We're probably going to end up crashing across the line.
You
And
mentioned that to me yesterday or on Wednesday too. You're like, we haven't had a crash across the finish line yet, and I said, yeah,
yeah, I
you're right.
figured
We
we'd
haven't
be
either.
running so close, and as good of drivers as we have, we're all really competitive.
Yeah, I mean, for being
And
as casual of a league as we are, yeah, it was.
yeah, I kind of thought we'd end up going like 3 wide across, coming out of the turn 4 into the tri-oval, and somebody would get loose and we just spin across, and whoever gets there first.
I'm looking here at the stats from last night. Scott McCarris, you led one lap last night, and just
I didn't even lead a lap. I
you
led like a quarter of a lap.
you led like 150 yards.
Yeah, it was not much.
But you know what? It was the most important 150 yards you could have led.
Hey, we hear it all the time on racing.
Scott McCarris, 21 laps. Justin Nieves, 14. And that Tyler had 4. But yeah, it's just
I think even with like 4 laps to go, I was still sitting back there in 5th place.
yeah, it's just well, and then Hunter Hughes decided not to pit during the competition caution. And I know from experience, like you got to be really packed tightly to make it 40 laps for
Yeah, he tried to make it and ran out of gas
and
lap short.
he was a lap short. So he stopped at 39, ended up getting black flagged because he kept his same tires, they were hot from the track, and he just got loose and he went right out into the track and got black flagged for an unsafe pit exit. So that's what the as of this recording, with the competition committee for a final ruling on that black flag. Because that was a rule change we made this year, is that we're trying to tighten the black flag up a little bit. There are some bugs where black flags are not proper, but for what we spot checked from last season, anything that was pit related was justified. It was, speeding in the pits, unsafe entry, unsafe exit, missing the commitment cone. They were, in every single case we spot checked, it was a justified flag. The ones that were not justified were some of these goofy things on a restart where the second place car on the front row was, on one occasion, maybe 2 occasions, was black flagged for restarting too slow. But the problem was,
I was leading at that and he was right beside me.
yeah,
Like,
you were leading,
it was fine.
you were following, the proper limits for coming up to speed, and they were staying just behind you. I mean, they were like a half car length. Not. I mean, you were half a car length apart. Like he was right in
Yeah,
line with
we
you.
were right there.
It made absolutely no sense why it was black flagged. And then we find out the other day that on the fix patch, black flag restart bug addressed. So I think somebody was a victim of a bug. But
and we got that one cleared.
yeah, we got it cleared. But we don't want somebody speeding in the pits or unsafe exit or entrance to try to gain an advantage. So all black flag clears are reviewed by the competition committee, and depending on how egregious of a penalty will determine how much they're penalized.
Well, and even last year when we were in the next gens, I got unlucky at Texas and got loose off of 4, went through the grass and just went on the inside of the pit road cone. So I got black flag for speeding on pit road and unsafe pit entry.
Got the double whammy there. Did you take that penalty?
Yeah, I didn't ask to clear it. I just took it and went back running. I had a fast car, but I ended up, I think, 2 laps down because of it. That's when I would have challenged.
Hunter asked, and that's a good question too, because I'm not sure how that would be ruled, because you did technically violate the pit entrance. It was an unsafe entrance.
That is off of a wreck, not trying to shortcut
Well, was it caused by somebody else, or was it one of those things where I remember you hitting the wall?
If I did, I grazed the wall, but I lost it out of 4.
Yeah, okay. This is starting to come back now.
And that's where I would have at least, I want to try and run. If the competition committee says it should have stayed, then I would have lost position anyway. But
take your penalty and move on. So
if they had said, yeah, you were wrecking, you saved it, it's unfortunate, so you kept it moving, then okay.
So we'll wait for the competition committee's result. We might have a announcement tomorrow on that, or as of the release of this episode, I should say, and we'll go from there. But we want to crack down on that a little bit, try to clean things up a little.
Trying to make it fun but fair.
Yeah, I mean that was probably our only big change for the year. I mean, we gave a stage bonus point, I mean, that's pretty minor stuff.
Yeah, everything else pretty much the same.
Yeah, we're Darlington next week. Not really looking forward to that one. There's zero chance that we have zero incident count across the group.
This next set of 3 races, it's a section I'm not looking forward to.
I don't mind Pocono. I think turn 1 is my two's pretty easy. I think I've got 3 pretty comfortable, but I just don't quite have the timing of my entry going into 1 down.
I should actually pick up Pocono. I don't have that track
Oh
yet.
yeah,
So I need to get on it.
yeah, and then the Chicago street circuit.
That might be Bottle of Jepson's Malore ready to go for post race. Shout out to Jepson's. You got some awesome stuff. Bourbon's great too.
Yeah, and have to oops, almost missed the chair here. Yeah.
Hey, there it is. I had to replenish my supply a couple weeks ago when I was down in Indiana.
You got me. That was from the last care package they sent me, and they sent me this awesome bottle of Malort keychain and some other things too. So, good people. And they sent me a bottle of bourbon. So, you know.
At some point, I still want to do the Chicago handshake. 2 things that I don't mind at all.
You can't see it, but it's just out of view of my camera. But I have a a print hanging on my wall, and it's kind of a rough Chicago skyline, kind of like a shaded, like grayed out Chicago skyline. And then there's a bottle of Malort and a can of old style beer sitting right next to each other.
Yes.
So I you know what? We're planning in May. We're gonna do the triple. You're still planning on coming down here in May, right? Is that still the plan?
Oh yeah, that's the plan as of now.
So
I need to talk to you a couple of things about that.
Yeah, so
we're planning.
So Sunday, before Memorial Day, my annual tradition. It was a double before, but in recent years it's become a triple, because it's been easier to find it now. I get up early, watch Monaco, watch Indy, watch the Coca-Cola 600. And Eric's planning on coming down here to the Phoenix area for that weekend, or that long holiday weekend. So we're gonna do the triple at my house. And Mark Vickers is planning on joining us. He lives like 20 minutes away. I've still not met him in person. We've been racing together for almost a year now, and I was within 10 rows of him at a Phoenix race once and didn't realize it until after the fact, but we have not met in person yet, which is still kind of crazy to me. But anyway, we'll do some Chicago handshakes when he comes over.
Well, a couple of fun notes. Our new announcer Eli
is
also in the Phoenix area.
He is.
And then moving to Michigan.
He's gonna be
I'll get a chance to meet him.
Yeah, he's gonna be like half an hour away from you when he gets up there. So
yeah, so it'll be fun to go hang out with him and share some stories.
Yeah, so so I'm planning on at least having lunch with him before he leaves at some point, because I head up to his area of where he lives once or twice a month. So I'll try to time it out so we can go have some lunch and before he leaves, and then you can go have lunch with him too. So good thing too is his move is going to happen right after the season ends. So we take our month off. We should be pretty good then.
Well, another fun point of note with the Indy 500 and Coca-Cola 600, Kyle Larson.
Yes, indeed.
Going to attempt to qualify for both.
First time since Kurt Busch in 2014 or 2013?
Something like that. I
think it was 2014.
I guess he'll most likely qualify for the 600. Attempt to qualify the 500. I guess how we should say it.
Yeah, well, it's not like, it's Arrow McLaren is who he's running with.
I believe so.
Yeah,
and I actually just saw earlier, I think yesterday, a couple days ago, that there are 27 full-time entries for IndyCar
Yeah,
season.
that's the most in like over a decade, which is
So
awesome.
with all the things that we've been talking about with
Talking
them,
smack about the
they
series
are fielding cars.
yeah, they're now if they could fill some seats, that would help, and fill some TV ratings boxes. And oh, by the way, put their licensing with a video game that actually exists.
Yeah, that's still another story for another day.
Well, no, we've told that story enough. We have beaten it. You know, that's that Simpsons meme. It's like, oh, stop it, it's dead already.
Well, and it's funny. It's what, like, weekly we hear something else coming out about it and how bad everything
Well,
is.
and this week's breaking news out of Motorsports Games is that apparently they stopped paying their employees a few weeks ago because they're on the verge of going broke. And at least one employee is threatening to blackmail the company if they don't get their paycheck by the 25th, which is coming up here very soon, that they're just going to release all the company's source code on the internet. So
Yeah, that'd be pretty
good.
bad, but
Yeah,
kind of funny.
yeah. Well, good to hear that Motorsport Games is doing great. Couldn't be happier.
Good quality.
And yet they're supposed to release an IndyCar game this year, and all we've seen so far is a partial car screenshot.
Yep.
Anyway, big weekend coming up. We
Yes, it'll be a fun one. One of
well,
iRacing's
not me,
biggest
but
events.
yeah, well, it is now after the Indy 500 is no longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the what was it, Le Mans? Well, what was it? R Factor 2, is that the name of the game that they use?
Yeah, Max
Also,
Verstappen was running that.
also a motorsports game.
Yes.
Yeah, they had server problems left and right, and you have the highest profile driver in the world right now railing about how crappy the setup of this was. Again, not a great look.
No.
He will not. He said he will not be running that event in the future. But hey, Max, we'd love to see you come back onto the iRacing platform. We'll race some trucks with you. During your summer break, come race trucks with us. We'll set up a session. You can race us and see
Yeah,
it.
come join Wednesday Night Dash. We'll
Yeah,
make a special exception for you.
We can't pay you what Red Bull's paying you. Not even close. But hey,
We'll give you a free entry.
yeah, we'll give you a free entry. You can we'll hype your social media for you and your 10 million followers. I'm sure you have on Instagram. Oh man.
But yeah, iRacing Daytona 24 is coming up this weekend. There's 4 different splits. They get a ton of splits too. And each one I think is 50 drivers this season.
Wow.
I
And
think last year was 60, but now it's 50 this year.
yeah, and I think they're doing that just to protect themselves, make sure that it's stable for everybody. A little bit of internal drama that we were dealing with, and we're gonna run a team of 4. We're not gonna name names here because we don't, we're not gonna do that.
Still
But
getting a couple things finalized
yeah,
with it anyway.
we're still finalizing and getting the schedule. I'm not driving because I'm not ready to participate in a road event like this. I struggle enough on ovals as it is.
Let's be
But
honest, I may not even be fully ready for this thing. I'm an oval driver, not a road course racer.
But the second problem is that it's my kids are having a birthday party we're out hosting here at the house this weekend, and if I disappear from the prep of the birthday party, I'm going to be sleeping in my car for a while. So I will be running the stream. We're going to be running race control right here. Taka will be popping in and out throughout that 24-hour period, and well, I'm going to be popping in and out. What we'll do is when I am present, we'll be following our entry, and when I walk away, I'm just going to put it on the most exciting and let it run. And that case, if we we crash out while I'm away from the keyboard, then you're not watching our car sit in the pit stall. So
And we'll drivers will jump in and chat here and there. It is a 24-hour event, so we're gonna sleep at some point. And then when I do my stints, I'll go from the in-car perspective on FR Racing online on Twitch, just to
And
kind of see the madness of Daytona 24 hours.
and I will be running the race command in a broadcast style on Stadium Scene TV. So this is Stadium Scene TV's first major special, and although we've been doing live events for almost, it will be a year in March, this is the first time that we have done something like this, and I'm not sure we're ever going to come close to doing something like this ever again. So not sure how it's going to go. I have some graphics to clean up as a result of the so anyway, we're saying is one of the drivers actually dropped out from the team, leaving a team of three, and a team of three for a 24-hour race where you're going to be gone part of the day.
Yeah, I'm gone for maybe 10, 11 hours.
Yeah, so
I thought
half
it
the
was going to be
day.
different, but it is what it is.
So it's you, it's Hunter, it's Mark are the confirmed entries, and Mark's like, well, I've been practicing, I'm gonna run this thing, and basically said if I have to do 10 hours, I'm gonna do it. And I'm like, let's see if we can get you some help.
Yeah, I will
So
probably be spending a lot of time driving at night on this one.
so Thursday, I on Thursday I hopped in, or Thursday afternoon, I turned to trusty social media. I went to Twitter and put up a tweet. You can see it on the account right now. And I said, we're fielding an entry for the Daytona 24. We've got Class B and C drivers. I think I may have exaggerated our I ratings a little bit. I said 1,300 to 1,500.
I think we're like 900 to 1100.
Yeah, whatever. It's not that far. It's not like I claimed we're 4,000 plus. Uh, so
Yeah,
it,
12,
it
it's what,
was
1250 or 1300 when you finish rookie license. So
Yeah, so
it's right there.
it's heat of the moment thing. It's whatever. So I went on to Twitter and I said, hey, our team member dropped out. We're looking to fill one or two spots to try to take some of the load off the team. And if you're interested, you're thinking about running but don't have a team, we'd love to talk to you. And I took a screenshot of the tweet, I put it into our Instagram story, and within an hour, I had a complete total stranger that I have never spoken to before today DMing me asking what we were running, and I told him, and I said, "Come on in and meet the team." And he was chatting with us, so hopefully that gets locked in. That'd be awesome. But then our old friend Chad Winstead, the clean sweep Winstead from season 2 of Wednesday Night Dash, said, hey, he's got a busy weekend, and condolences to Chad and his family. Chad's father passed away last week. But he said that he'll be around for part of the weekend. If he needs to fill some slots, he would see if he's around to do it for us. So, shout out to Chad. Awesome. He raced with us. He moved on to Highline, but he's always been there in our corner and supporting us. And you've heard him on the broadcast. So awesome dude, and a great driver. So
Yeah, and he jumped in our special race at the end of
yeah, he did.
last
Yeah,
year at
absolutely did.
Daytona
and,
and had a great run.
and Hunter got disqualified technically. But yeah, Chad came in, he walked in and finished second. And so yeah, we could potentially have, we literally woke up this morning and I realized, I'm like, I think we're down to 3 drivers. And the panic kind of set in. I said, okay, social media, don't let me down. And we could come away with 5. We were planning a team of 4. We might come out of here with a team of 5, which.
And our goals, this is the first time any of us are doing it. We just want to try to keep it as clean as possible, minimize the incident count. I think we're
try to make it
kind
the full
of
24 hours.
I think we're kind of guessing that we're gonna get caught up in something at some point and be in the pits for a while, but we want to make it the full 24 hours if possible and just kind of have fun and experience it.
Could you imagine I've had this happen before where you get into a session, you get into a big wreck, and you take your tow of 2 minutes, and then it's like 45 minutes of repairs, and it's just like, well, I guess I'm gonna go to the bathroom now. Go grab a coffee.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what we're planning when we do our pit stops, stand up, stretch. They're not the 8 second pit stops like an IndyCar or
No,
15 seconds like NASCAR's. So we can stand up and
three
stretch a
three
little
three
bit.
seconds like Formula One, or 2.5 seconds like Max Verstappen pulled off. But yeah, so
Yeah, we've been looking forward to it. It's hard to believe we're
it
really less than 48 hours away at this point.
we started planning this months ago, and then it kind of fizzled off where we're just kind of like, we had all these grand plans for it. We're gonna do like a documentary leading up to it and try to build some buzz, and then it's just kind of like, well, we got busy with so much else, and then all of a sudden it just kind of came together really quickly.
Yeah, it really did. I think once we get the first run in, if it's something that's kind of fun and we want to do again, we'll be able to hopefully draw some more people in, actually work on building up the FR Racing endurance team and
I'd
get
love to have like
into.
a run multiple cars in the future. I mean, I'm hoping next year I'll be ready to run. Um, I just need time in road course cars. I do the V, I do the IR04, done a little bit of IndyCar on a road course, but nothing. It's something I'd like to get better at, and I need to get better at, and I need to just dedicate some time. But I mean, I had so much to work
There's a
on
learning
ovals.
curve.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just it's total different animal.
Very much so.
But on that note, we've got a very busy weekend. Just see how my PC's only a year old now, and I built it up pretty beefy, so I think we should be able to survive a 24-hour stream. It'll be the only thing not really concerned about, but my broadband, my internet service has a data cap that we're always seem to be very close to every month. I'm gonna go way over this month. So this might cost me an extra $20 in internet charges, but whatever. It is what it is. So we will see you on Saturday morning.
7 a.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
gonna kick the
maybe 7:40. They did notify us that it might take up to 10 minutes to get all the splits figured
and
out, and then there's still a 30-minute practice session.
how does the qualification work? Does everybody go out and run a couple laps and then
If it's like the other GT races that we've done, one person will go out and qualify, and then they'll start the race. So I believe the plan right now is Hunter is going to qualify and start us off.
Okay. So I guess I'll see you in the Discord for the kickoff of the stream.
Yeah, I won't be running until pretty much the second half of the race, but I'll jump in the morning and chat in Discord for a little bit until I have to get going.
Yep. So then I'll have when I'm away from the computer prepping for the birthday party, I'll be watching my phone very closely that, hey, put it back on the car, or hey, we crashed, or
Yeah, even I'll be at a swim meet, but during the breaks or while I'm on the bus, there and back, I'll probably have the stream pulled up,
yeah.
and I
And
won't be chatting, but I'll be
one of
watching.
my commentary partners will be there with you on the bus, and he said he's gonna make sure that you sleep on the bus.
Yeah, I'll be up early and going for a while, so I gotta get some rest because pretty much as soon as I get back home, I'm jumping in the car and then get some rest. And I believe I may be closing out the race at 4 a.m. and go until 7 o'clock.
Yep, and I won't be there that whole session, but I will be setting my alarm early Sunday morning, because that's So it starts at 7. So I'm gonna be probably starting the stream around 7:30 is my plan right now.
I should get our qualifying attempt and
Yeah,
green flag.
we want to be there for right before the start, introduce it a little bit, get some coffee, see who's around. We'll chat with the drivers and get some opening thoughts, and
Yeah, the first
24 hours.
few laps are going to be the kind of hairy ones. As everybody's bunched up, we got the LMPs that are going to jump out front, and everybody else will be bunched up.
So somebody, I read on Reddit today. I know we've said we were wrapping like 10 minutes ago now, but I read on Reddit today. Someone was talking about graphics settings in iRacing, and they said that they have an 8 GB graphics card, but it always seems like their cards, like, it just they feel like it's underperforming. And I have a very similar card, and I don't have any problems at all. And somebody said, "Oh, do the auto thing," and it gives you a good baseline. But one of the features that I really never thought about was disable headlights in your rearview mirror. And I thought about that, and I'm like, if you're in one of these endurance races and somebody's flashing their headlights at you to get out of the way, and you have that disabled, you're not going to know they're flashing their lights at you.
Yep.
Do you remember, do you have it enabled on yours?
It is. That's I saw the car flashing lights at me that I tried to get out of his way, and he decided to punt me.
Yes, that created the infamous
Dukes of Hazzard.
The Dukes of Hazzard, and I made a GIF out of it, so we have that immortalized forever. And I pulled the clip of well, I have it right here. We got to watch it. I pulled the clip.
I saw Tony Kanaan had an Instagram post earlier this week, and he had something similar happen at I think it's Daytona last week, where somebody goes off track and went right in front of them. Like, hey, that looked familiar.
All right, so let me open this up here. Open with we're gonna watch this. Oops. Checked out us this morning and very early.
It's so funny. One angle looks really bad on my end, and then another angle looks bad on the other car. It's a combination of both.
On mine, well, from this perspective, this is from the live stream. This is my unfiltered commentary. And hopefully the sound lines up with this. But I mean, you don't see me anyway, so it's okay, whatever. All right. So okay, so we got the video here. All right.
Yeah, I got it there.
So thanks again to all our viewers who checked out us this morning. It's been very early, but we've been seeing quite a few people pop in and out throughout the last 3 hours, and we really appreciate you stopping in. Quick race recap. Whoa, Erik is off the track. Oh, no! Oh, that was awesome.
I looked down and looked back up, and he's in the wall.
Oh, man. He went right across the grass and then back across the track again. And total pucker moment for that previous car. We gotta see a replay of that. Holy crap.
Yeah, I mean, part of it's on me. I was middle of the track, but I was trying to
Mark
get
Vickers
over.
There.
I was trying to get over so they could take the inside line, and
I'm sitting there like, oh
no! I feel a lot more comfortable since that Mid Ohio race, and been doing okay at Daytona. I'm still probably 3-4 seconds off pace, but I can keep it on track, and I can move out of the way better.
You run it off, keep it off on track, and if someone's running a team of 8, they're probably they're going to stop more often, and
yeah, it's going to be about a stop every hour. Going to be maybe 30 laps on average for a fuel run.
Yeah, so
it should be good.
Go use the restroom. the true pit stop.
Yes.
15 seconds, go.
Too much coffee. Run.
On that
You know,
note,
we'll see how it goes. It'll be fun.
on that note, we really will wrap up this time. So tune in next week to Wednesday Night Dash from Darlington Raceway. And tune in this weekend for the Daytona 24 and see how Eric and the team does. So we'll see who's on the team Saturday morning. So I'll be there chatting away on the Discord. If you see, hop in and chat on there. We'll interact with you. Or if you're in our Discord, hop in. We'll chat with you. So take care.
Let's have some fun.
Yes, we'll see you this weekend and next week for Wednesday Night Dash.
Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.